Ollie is at the end of her probation after running prescription pills, but when her mother dies, she is thrust back into the life of her sister Deb, who is contending with an unplanned pregnancy and a deadbeat ex. Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. Elliot back again with one of my favorite segments on this channel, which is the Movies I Missed series. This is essentially a list of movies that I didn't get a chance to see at the theater last year. They're mostly independent films, some genre films, and I'm here to let you all know if it's worth checking out. And today's film is Little Woods, directed by Nia DaCosta, and stars Tessa Thompson and Lily James. Now, before we dive into this non-spoiler review, as you can see on the screen now, make sure you're following me on all my other social media accounts. If you're new to this channel, definitely consider subscribing, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new content. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel, but I also really appreciate it. And if and when you've seen Little Woods, which is available to stream on Hulu, let me know what you all thought of this movie, the performances, the directorial debut of Nia DaCosta, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below. So again, the purpose of these videos is to essentially point out, it started as an idea of just like maybe big films, horror films, comedies, but then as the 7 weeks have progressed, I've noticed that I've kind of gravitated towards those independent films I didn't get a chance to see, and that's going to continue that tradition today because Little Woods was a film that I believe came out smaller markets in 2018, but then hit the film festivals and had a theatrical run during 2019. So the reason it kind of caught my radar, I didn't know about this film at all, but the reason I kind of found it is because if you guys remember a couple videos, number one, my most anticipated films of this year, Candyman was on that list, and also when I did the trailer reaction to Candyman, everything that kept, I was a victim of this, everyone kept bringing up Jordan Peele, Jordan Peele. Now, Jordan Peele is not directing Candyman, but he's executive producer, so he has some inputs in some of the things, the marketing, the trailers, maybe some tips and things of that nature on the film, but at the end of the day, the helmer of that film is Nia DaCosta. So when I saw her, I'm like, oh, I'm not too familiar with the work. Is this her first film? We know sometimes directors, their first films, like a Jordan Peele, can be like a Get Out or an Ari Aster, like Hereditary, and so on and so forth. So I'm like, oh, is this her first film? But no, it's Little Woods. So that was kind of my input and kind of my insight on going into finding her first directorial debut. And then when I saw that Tessa Thompson was in it and Lily James, like, okay, let me check this out. So starting off with the woman of the hour, Nia DaCosta, with her directorial debut, one thing that I immediately noticed after watching this film was she knows how to tell a story and focusing on its characters. She's such a character-driven director, and also she wrote this film, and I love her writing sensibilities and kind of the emotional beats in this film. Again, going back into that synopsis, this film was all about survival, right? This film deals with prescription drugs and handling of drugs, things of that nature, but it's not necessarily a film that says, hey, this is right or wrong, or people pointing fingers at, decisions that characters make and characters saying that, you shouldn't be doing this. This is just a matter of survival, right? These characters are in North Dakota. They're at ends meet when it comes to money. They're struggling with money. You have Lily James' character, Deb, who's, has a child, who's expecting another kid. Financially, she doesn't have the means to have another kid. Then you have her sister, Ollie, played by Tessa Thompson, and she's a very complicated character, and she has a lot on her plate. Their mother just passed away. She's trying to keep the house afloat. She's trying to support her younger sister. So there is a lot of things that can be said about this film in regards to just, again, this film it's not a preachy film. And again, it doesn't say, selling drugs is a bad thing or a good thing. It's just a matter of these people are in the situation that they're in, and this is how they're surviving. Going back to the writing sensibilities of Nia DaCosta, there's a particular line that really kind of sums up this film in regards to your choices are only as good as the options are, which really goes back to our complicated characters. Again, I thought Nia did a good job of directing this film. It's a really bleak film. It can be somewhat draining because of the pacing, but I think the big thing besides the directorial debut and the writing of Nia, it was the performances. Without Tessa Thompson in this role and without Lily James, this film really does rely on their performances and their chemistry. Starting off with Tessa Thompson, someone I've been a fan of for a very long time, seeing her, dive in a little bit of everything in her career, whether it be a serious film like Creed or being something in a Marvel film like Thor Ragnarok. And I didn't see Men in Black, but I love how she's just kind of putting her feet and putting different hats on, whether it be comedy, action, and then something like this drama. She is such a great character, such a great actress. And in this role, again, as Ollie, the older sister who has to kind of support her family. She's on probation. She's made bad decisions to a certain extent, but you kind of, again, this film doesn't say this is right or wrong. It's just saying that these are the things that Ali has at her disposal, and she's trying to figure out a way to support her family, and she doesn't want to do the things she's doing, but these are the options that was given to her. So I really like the complication of this character, and I always love and appreciate films that have main characters that aren't just black and white, that are just good or bad. It's a complicated character, and I love that complexity with Ali. And then going off of her co-lead, Lily James, another actress who I just been so fond of in regards to seeing her in Baby Driver, seeing her in Cinderella, seeing her in other different films. She's very well diverse in this film in regards to she's vulnerable, you feel bad for her. She has some wrongs on her end in regards to decisions she makes and decisions she's made in the past, but the chemistry and the sisterhood in regards to this film is such a highlight. And again, they really carry this film, because if there were some other actors or in their position, I don't know if this film would have been as strong, but I thought their performances were really well done. But going into maybe some criticisms that I have with this film, there is a bit of off-screen development in regards to I would have liked to have seen them as younger sisters, them interact with their mom when she was alive, and just kind of get a little bit more backstory on what their relationship was like before the situation that we're in this film. Also, the other surrounding characters, you have a Lance Reddick, you have some other characters I thought did a good job, but I feel like the supporting characters weren't as beefed up or as complimentary to the story as our two main leads, which is fine because it's not their story. But I would have liked to got a little bit more supporting characters, get more involved, have a little bit more layers to them. They were very kind of one note and very just kind of one dimensional. But outside of that, there are some pacing, a little bit of pacing going on, some issues with the pacing. Again, this film could be somewhat draining, but again, based on those performances in the story, to me, I was engaged throughout, but there were a little bit of lulls in the story. But minus those things, again, directorial debut by Nia DaCosta, the performances by Tessa Thompson, Lily James, and again, the layers of the story, the story, and not pointing fingers, not being preachy, but just saying, hey, this is how these characters are surviving, and you're just going to go on this journey with them. So I really appreciated that aspect of the film. Minus its flaws, this is something I recommend you all check it out. Again, it's on Hulu. Check it out when you get a chance. With that being said, I'm going to give this film a 3.5 out of 5. Check out Little Woods, and when you do, let me know what you all thought of it. I'm really excited to see how she handles Candyman, because again, she does such a great job of focusing on the characters, and I'm really interested to see what she does with Yahya Abdul-Mateen II's character, what she does with all the surrounding characters, because again, she's a very character-driven director, and I'm excited to see what she does for Candyman. So thank you for watching this review. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new content. Check out my most recent video for defending Jacob in preparation for the finale coming out tomorrow. I will be having my own first ever Q&A Ask Me Anything this Saturday, May 30th at 3 p.m. Central Time. So definitely hit that notification bell so you don't miss that. Thank you all for watching this video, and we'll see you soon.